What are you singing?
Amen by Meek Mill and Drake. I don't know how I missed that song. That song came out in 2012, and it was never on my radar.
I don't even.
But it was 100% a song I would have listened to back then. Like, I mean, I listened to it today, so.
Yeah. Well, better late than never.
Yeah. I didn't listen to Meek Mill for a while because he was beefing with Drake, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this guy.
Isn't it funny how that happens?
And then they
draw these imaginary lines based off of beef that you have nothing to do with.
I mean, yeah. I still don't listen to Pusha T unless I'm listening to Mercy.
Poor Brian.
But I never really listened to Pete. I never really listened to Pusha T like that anyway.
Yeah.
Brian, you a hip hop guy? I listen to a little bit of everything, which also in some ways means I kind of don't really listen to any one genre. Like, if I listen to a little bit of everything, it also means I probably listen to a whole lot of. There's a whole lot of everything that I don't listen to. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Also, I'm very much a cherry picker when it comes to music.
That new Jakey album today was pretty damn good.
Fire.
I was just in my feelings listening to that at lunch today.
I think I got through the first two songs, but they're both bangers. But it's Jakey, so like I know everything's gonna be fucking dope.
Oh yeah.
That man can't make bad music.
All right, let's heck and do it. To hell with this countdown. Let's get it going, baby. Hello and welcome to the Hashbrowns and Hashmarks podcast. Thank you for joining us, and we'll hope to see you next week. That's the show. Bye, everybody. See y'all later.
Brian would be very upset with us if we ever did a show that short.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. It's been a hell of a show. Brian, what happened, man? What happened to Oregon last weekend? It was a hell of a game, wasn't it?
They got the Phoenix.
They did. Whereas RG3 says, big
Phoenix
energy. Hey, college
Brian
football
says
now.
So does Daryl.
Yeah, welcome to my world, bro. It's been that since week 4 for me, and it just has only gotten worse. And
I'm having
A&M plays
a decently good college football year.
Oh, I know you are, but like the point I'm at is that A&M plays UMass tomorrow at home, and UMass is 1-9, and I kind of hope A&M loses just so that like something changes.
Boy, let me tell you something. If A&M loses to UMass, the Sickos committee gonna have a fun time with that one.
Oh God! If that happens, they gotta cancel. They gotta like they gotta pretend they had a COVID outbreak and not play the rest of their games. Like
you lose to 1-9 UMass, who was historically one of the worst programs in the country, as historically one of the best programs in the country. You gotta fire everybody.
Yeah, you gotta get demoted. You gotta get sent back to the Big 12 for that.
Yeah. You go FCS for that shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of FCS, big week for the FCS.
I heard A&M. I heard A&M might play their bowl game against Blinn. Kelly's laughing at that one. So this meme regarding if Ty starts first, what would it be like? We can beat Utah once with 46 passing yards. We can do it with 13. Listen, man. Wait, did Bo Nix get hurt?
Yeah, Bo Nix is hurt out for the season.
Oh no, I didn't know that. Damn it.
Me and Brian were just talking about this the other day.
Damn it.
Yeah, that man was on a Heisman type run.
God,
that really sucks.
Oh my God. Oh. I don't know. I'm so devastated by this.
You know who's going to win the Heisman? Who I don't think should.
Tell me.
It's probably going to be C.J. Stroud.
Oh, probably. Yeah, just because.
And it should be Drake May or Jalen Hyatt.
It should be Drake May. I mean, he's
or Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah.
Look at Jalen Hyatt's numbers compared to Devontae Smith's numbers. Jalen Hyatt is better. Yeah. Also, Blake Corum. Blake Corum has better numbers than the last couple of Heisman running backs, and no one's talking they're talking about Blake Corum, but he's like 4th place.
Blake
Corum should be up there.
He absolutely should be in the conversation.
To me, it should be like this year. There's so many you could pick from. This is one of those years. Remember that year where, for some weird reason, Alabama had like 2 people Heisman finalists. Like AJ McCarron was there, and they had somebody else, and it's like Nick Saban was like, "No, you gotta." They had like 6 finalists, and it was very clearly like 2 or 3 of them shouldn't have been there. This is one of those years where like there's genuinely a bunch of people that should be there. Like, based on his numbers, Bo Nix should, even though he's going to be hurt for these last 2 games, Bo Nix should be in New York for the Heisman ceremony. Hendon Hooker, Jalen Hyatt, Blake Corum.
All I'm seeing is that we're going to have a hell of a draft class next year.
C.J. Stroud, Drake May. Some of these guys
some of them
aren't going out next year.
Yeah, some of them won't. But like you imagine Bo Nix will, right? You imagine that Hendon Hooker will.
With the first pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Hendon Hooker, quarterback, Tennessee.
Oh yeah, hey man, you might just predict the future with that one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm dead inside too, man. Copium, yes.
Speaking of the Texans, it's very hilarious the way the schedule they 100% did this shit on purpose. Deshaun Watson got suspended for 11 games. He comes back this week against Houston in Houston.
Oh, they're gonna be booing this man, throwing trash.
But they're playing the Browns.
Yeah.
So like, what if Houston beats the Browns?
It's a winnable game for Houston. Deshaun Watson's not going to be special in his return. He's just not.
He won't be. I mean, it's not that Davis Mills is that much better, but he's serviceable.
This Browns franchise is just so cursed.
They are. Let me turn this fan on. Let's get a little warm in here. Daryl, I bought a jacket recently.
Yeah?
It's Columbia. And it's made of fleece. And I'm normally not a big fleece guy.
Oh, I know. Oh, sorry.
But because I live in Central Texas now, it gets cold. Also, spoiler alert, winter is here, folks, in Texas. Yeah, it's fucking cold outside.
Winter has fucking came. It is here.
It's cold outside in Texas now. This is the warmest jacket I think I've ever owned. Like, I've never been a big fleece guy, but Brianna was like, hey, we're going to be living up here. It's going to be colder than what we're used to coming from where, Southeast Texas. Now we're in Central Texas. It's going to be colder up here. You're going to need a jacket.
It's different, doesn't it? Hey, it's different, doesn't it?
It really does.
My first year it hit me, the northern Texas cold hit me. I was like, God damn. What?
Bro, it was 48 the other day.
Well, it's just the size.
And I was at the dog park with my dogs, and I was like, "There's no way it's 48." I was like, it felt way colder than 48.
Wait until February when it's like below freezing for several days straight.
Oh my God, it's gonna be awful.
Well, and you don't think about it, but like Texas is massive, right? So
yeah,
that
we have every biome you can think of in Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we have every ecosystem. We have swamp. We have marshland. We have deserts. We have like temperate, like rainforest type shit. Yeah, we have everything.
We got like 13 Skyrim maps in this bitch.
Yeah, dude, it's nuts. Speaking of Central Texas, I drove all over hell and half acre across Central Texas today. I had to leave South Austin, drive to San Antonio. From San Antonio, I had to go to Georgetown, and then from Georgetown, I had to go to Horseshoe Bay.
Speaking of that, you did not go to game day last week, right? You slept in?
I did not. I slept in. My eye really, really started bothering me. Like
your eye does that. When you don't get enough sleep, your eye just starts to like bulge out of your head. I'll never understand, but that's always been your thing. Like your eye, you have severe eye pain when you're lacking sleep.
And I don't even know what it was. Like I had taken my contacts out, but like physically, it was very crazy sensitive to light. Yeah. And it physically, like the eyeball itself physically hurt.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, not this again. And it was like colder than a well digger's butt outside. So I was like, yeah. I was gonna put on tall socks and boots and jeans and like wear like 2 hoodies. But I was gonna put like my LSU hoodie on and then put this on top of it. But yeah. I just decided not to go.
Will makes a good point about the Browns. The only reason it's even a conversation is because the Browns can run the ball very well this year. And anytime you can
Texans
do
are
that.
trash.
Yeah, well.
Texans are garbage. The Browns will probably win, but
Hey, speaking of garbage,
no one wants to see that happen.
do you want to talk about the picks last week?
Were we bad again? Were we worse this week?
Well, I'll tell you, Spencer. So before we get to the picks, I just want to let everyone know at home that I made a little bit of a fucky wucky this week and completely forgot to make the graphic. So I have the results. They're just not fancy and pretty, but we have them, and I'll make them next week. But here's the results from last week. Let me go ahead and.
Are we going to Are we going to just your spreadsheet?
Yeah, we're just going with the spreadsheet. So
hell yeah.
So Spencer did a 4-4. I did a 6-2. The issue. Wait, am I on the right week? Yeah, I'm on the right week. The issue comes, my man, from the fact that we both picked Texas, and they actually were underdogs in that game by over a touchdown. So we both lost 2 points for that. You picked Ole Miss, who was a 2-point or a 12-point underdog, so that's 2 more points you lost. And then we both picked Oregon. Of course, they lost. They were the favorite. So
did I catch up just to shit the bucket?
A little bit. So right now I'm sitting at 56-30. You're at 53-33. As far as our actual score, based on the upsets and like the raw scores, I'm at 21 now. You're at 15. So it is.
I was at 18, but
yeah.
you know.
And hey, listen, it's late too. We only
Hey, Ole Miss only lost by a touchdown.
Yeah, it was, well, and look, it is what it is. Bama's not the same. I really wish they had lost that game because, man, it'd be really nice to see Bama fall off the same grade and it falls off. You know.
Yeah.
But there's your results, folks.
But even though I always want Alabama to lose a game, the silver lining of them winning this game now means that LSU's in the SEC championship. So,
which is crazy because I feel like if they win the championship, they're not even going to they're not going to make the playoff.
They'll look at me with both eyes and tell me, I want you to tell me and the playoff committee to tell me why the fuck you're not going to put the SEC champion in the playoff.
Do you do it if they're 2-loss? I don't know, man. I mean, I think you do because their first loss was a freak accident to Miami, right?
Yeah. No, Florida State.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Florida State. The whatever some school over there.
And then we got demolished by Tennessee.
The purplest band this week, Spencer, says Brian. I should have done that, Brian. I should just put like in MS Paint, just put like some numbers and like, yeah, here we go. This is it. But yeah, man, I don't understand. I'm not. The playoff, to me, I'm so befuddled about the playoff this year, and it's because you can't just assume that Clemson and Bama are going to be in it. The fact that we actually have 4 spots to discuss instead of 2 this year changes everything.
I just know there's going to be some fuckery happens. Like, I feel it in my bones. It's coming.
Well, it's going to come.
It's going to be some bullshit that we're all going to be upset about. Like,
what I think, and what I think is going to be extremely difficult to deal with is in the game, right? Like Ohio State and Michigan, if that goes down to the wire, then you're really confused. If one wins pretty dominantly, you can go, all right, well, clearly we have someone that should make it and somebody shouldn't, but
we need Purdue or whoever. Well, no, because they don't play nobody this week. Well, they might play the Big Ten schedules. The Big Ten is not doesn't do what the SEC does, because Alabama's playing fucking Austin Peay this week. And LSU's playing UAB. Like, the SEC is playing a bunch of cupcakes this week. The Big Ten doesn't do that shit. So, like, is one of them playing, like, Purdue or somebody that's known for upsetting people? Like...
Well, let's look. Because I think...
Or is, like... Did Michigan and Michigan State already play each other? Yeah, they already did.
Let me see. Who is playing who this week?
Like...
Week 12. I'm just trying to figure
I'm pretty sure, you know...
10.
The Big Ten...
Now, Michigan does play Illinois this weekend. It will be in the big house, but 7-3 Illinois, who has had some pretty special moments this year. That is their
Beat them ball, baby.
And then Ohio State has to play Maryland in Maryland, which is
yeah, they'll walk all over Maryland.
Right. So
also, because you just said Maryland, it makes me think of East Coast. And I saved the graphic. I don't know if you saw this. But incredibly sad news out of the University of Virginia. Rest in peace to Devin Chandler, Deshaun Perry, and Lavelle Davis Jr., who were 3 football players at the University of Virginia, were shot and killed this past week by a former Virginia football player. So, yeah, rest in peace to those dudes. There's no reason for shit like that to be happening.
Jeez. boys.
Yeah, I didn't know if you'd heard about that or not, but rest in peace to those three.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm sorry to put a downer on the show, but
Yeah, that sucks. I hate to hear that.
But those names again: Devin Chandler, Deshaun Perry, and Lavelle Davis Jr. Rest in peace.
Pouring out for the boys. Well, that is a big bummer. We wish nothing but the best to their families, and obviously a terrible time.
Yeah.
But yeah, you hate to see stuff like that, you know.
You said Maryland, and it made me think of Virginia. Sorry to.
No, it's all good, man. But yeah, no, I mean, back to the.
We would be remiss without mentioning it. We are a college football show. For
sure. But yeah, no, Michigan and Ohio State really don't have anything to worry about this weekend.
I mean, let's be honest. Michigan, Ohio State, that game is the Big Ten championship.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
But then,
remind me how that works though. They play that. Did they rematch for the Big Ten championship afterwards, or does the Big Ten have divisions?
Big Ten has divisions.
Okay, so that they're trying to win whichever it is. Okay, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, so they're trying to win the East basically.
Yeah, they're trying to win the East.
Then they'll play probably like Purdue or Illinois
or Iowa.
So that is the Big Ten championship basically.
The Big Ten West is always wide open.
Yeah.
But I think they're going away from divisions soon.
I don't know how I feel about it because I kind of like divisions like that because what happens is you don't have to have an immediate rematch the next week. Like if there was no divisions, it would just be all right, the big game, right? And then the next week it'd be the same shit, you know. It'd be just a rematch.
But see, that's kind of but that's just the way we schedule.
Yeah, you get more data that way, but it's like, is that really what
I think the only conference the only two conferences that should have divisions are the Big Ten and the SEC. But speaking of the SEC, Greg Sankey came out this week and saying, moving forward, everyone's leaning heavily toward the idea of being no divisions, just one division, and it's just going to be the SEC, which I hate that idea. That sounds fucking horrible to me. I think the SEC is. I'm fine with the Pac-12 not having divisions. I'm fine with the Big 12 not having divisions. Like all these other
they're about to have 16 teams with everyone moving in. Go ahead and split it up like the NFL. Let's do a SEC North, South, East, and West.
I hate that idea too.
And then make them
SEC East and West.
Make you play people twice, right? Like let's have Bama twice in 1 year. Steven says, how's the sports ball going in college land? Terribly. It's misery. It's boring. We hate everything. No one's happy. Which is weird because Bama
probably says everyone that isn't Spencer is unhappy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Spencer's doing just fine.
I mean, the Astros won the World Series, so like.
Yeah, exactly. I can't be that.
I'm kind of good, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of fine.
I'm super good.
Yeah.
Bro, you see that Aaron Judge won AL MVP?
That's fine.
Imagine winning AL MVP to bat 0.63 in the playoffs and get swept.
Hey, man.
Imagine breaking that home run record and getting swept in the playoffs.
Listen, brother.
Imagine the last out of your team season being you hitting a little blooper right back to the pitcher and him throwing you out at first.
You know what that is? It's the let me show you what that is. I'll show you.
Y'all haven't discovered it by now. I really don't like the Yankees. I like Aaron Judge as a person, and he's a good baseball player. He has weird teeth, but
it is exactly this meme.
It hasn't popped up for me
yet. It will when you
precisely.
Yeah, it's
exactly what that shit is.
Aaron Judge in a nutshell. But you know what? Hey, it is what it is. There's a reason that people say that the Cowboys are the I want to stand that the Cowboys are the Yankees of the NFL because that's kind of shit that happens. The Cowboys will have a fantastic year and then just shit the bed.
Lose to the Packers.
Yeah.
We lost to the Packers.
The Packers are our Astros.
A team who was on a 5-game losing streak and lost to the Detroit Lions, and whose quarterback smokes mushrooms and doesn't believe that brains exist. We lost to them.
Listen,
I swear to you.
Let this sink in, bro. If the Cowboys are the Yankees of the NFL, the Packers are the Astros. They are our Astros as Cowboys fans. Doesn't that hurt you? Doesn't that hurt you? That's like the way
Not
we
really.
feel. The way we feel about Green Bay is how Yankees fans feel about Houston. Like, why can't we beat these motherfuckers?
I mean,
That's
like,
how they feel. I'm just saying, I gotta tell it like it is, Will.
Brian says, "Come on, man! It's like the one time I root for the Cowboys. You got to beat Aaron Rodgers." I agree with you, but I swear to you, Aaron Rodgers is like the Cowboys' fucking kryptonite. The Packers could go 1-16, and the game they win would be the Cowboys.
Oh
like,
my God!
I don't know what it is.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you a story? Obviously, we were pretty torn up last week about the Cowboys, right? But Callie, for the longest time, is like, she's kind of rooted for the Cowboys because I'm a Cowboys fan. She likes football. She's always rooted for A&M, but like, she's kind of whatever about it. But she decided like a month ago that she was like a Bills fan, and she decided 2 weeks ago. She goes, you know what? I'm locking it in. I am officially a Bills fan. I like the up north. I like that it snows there. Like, I like their colors. I like everything about it.
Go look at their stadium right now.
Oh, it's covered in snow, right? So she's all about it. But last weekend, bro, whenever they played the Vikings, and should have won that game, by the way. The Vikings, listen, somehow the
They're
Bills,
a real damn deal. Cowboys are beating them on Sunday. I'm gonna let you know that.
Somehow the Bills,
Vikings are a real damn deal.
Somehow the Bills snatched defeat from the clutches of victory. But watching Callie like sit on the couch and just be like just heartbroken because of what happened, I was like, oh man, you get it now.
We got to get her a Josh Allen jersey.
We got her a Bills shirt, but. Yeah, man, it is funny, Will. So she saw him throw that pick at the end of the game, and I was just screaming. I was like, "Run the ball!" Like I saw on screen they had like a one linebacker set, 4 front. I was like, "We have 90 seconds. Run the ball. You can score off a run right here." Like I was so upset, and they throw a pick. Damn it, I was upset about that. Because I wanted that.
I don't know who my
to
backup
see
team.
her.
I've said for years that my second favorite team is the Saints because my uncle lives in New Orleans. But like, I don't hate that's not entirely true. Like, I like the Saints, but like, I don't know if they're really truly my second team.
I root for the Cowboys, then I root for players.
Yeah, that's kind of how
I don't really have a second team. But like the year that the Bucks went to the I started to say World Series, the Super Bowl, and they won it. I was like, oh, Mike Evans got him a ring. Like, that's cool. Like, I'm happy for him. Anytime.
Oh yeah, like when freaking Joe and Jamar were in this. Yeah. Dude, I literally wore my Joe Burrow jersey the day of the Super Bowl. This past year.
Whenever Earl and them won the Super Bowl in like 2013 or 14, that was a big one.
Brian says Chargers and Falcons is back up. Yeah. Mine would probably, it's the Cowboys.
My condolences for being a Falcons fan.
Yeah. It's just, but like he said, he follows players. He likes the Chargers because of Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
But the Falcons have Mariota. So,
man, Mariota was missing for like 3 years and came back to the Falcons. I'm glad he's there.
Bro, he had all the money, all the like Marcus Mariota. I'm trying to think of a comparison.
Or as I like to call him, Eminem. But not Eminem, but like M and M.
I'm trying to think of a comparison. Like, if you look at the way Marcus Mariota played in college, like, Marcus Mariota jogged so Lamar Jackson could run. Like, Lamar Jackson is what Marcus Mariota could have been. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but there's always players like that. Like, Tavon Austin was supposed to be what Tyreek Hill is. Like, that's what should have happened. But, like... Hey,
have you seen the video? I don't know why Marcus Mariota made me think of Jimmy Garoppolo, but there was a video of Jimmy Garoppolo at a I think it was like a Lakers game, and he's sitting sidelines, and, like, all the cheerleaders are like coming by to say hi to him, and like they all pass up George Kittle, who's sitting next to him,
and Christian McCaffrey. It was a Warriors game because they're in Oakland.
It was a Warriors game, yeah. And I was watching that and I was kind of laughing, and I was like, God damn, why is Jimmy Garoppolo such a fucking? He's a good looking guy. Like, this dude should be. He
really is, bro.
He should be in Hollywood. This man is a model.
He really should.
What you doing playing football?
He is a good looking human being.
When
he
retires, he has to go into like action movies.
He's like There's no other quarterback that like is as handsome as he is.
He needs to get with Dwayne Johnson, get that man's agent, and start marketing this dude outside of the field of football. He could be a legend, bro. Like, he could.
He really could. And Garoppolo is just a funny last name to say. Like, it's a fun word.
Right, and I've never seen the dude talk. Like, I don't know if he's very eloquent. Like, he could talk like this for all I know. But, like, assuming he's well-spoken, he could be a rock star, straight up.
Jimmy, I don't know what. I've never seen him talk either. To advice, don't talk about your politics and keep your fucking mouth shut. Like, don't talk. Yeah. Don't do interviews ever.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people, like...
Give the most generic answers, like, well, there's a lot of people in the world with a lot of different perspectives, but, I just thank God every day that I get to come down and do that. I can just go right in the locker room. You're good to go, man.
Dude, you could make a killing off of, like... But I'm trying to think... What's another...
Also, can we talk about the fact that the 49ers have Christian McCaffrey now? Jesus Christ.
Look at that offense.
And that offense...
I like Jimmy G. I think he's a serviceable quarterback. He's good in the playoffs, and he's taking his team to the Super Bowl. And I like him because he beats Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. He's the guy who can beat Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. You love to see it. But, like, give the 49ers, like, a franchise-type quarterback, like a real dude, like a Josh Allen or a Joe Burrow. Give them somebody like that, and that offense is unstoppable.
Yeah.
Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey in the same backfield is insane to me.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Brandon Ayuk, I think does he still play for the 49ers?
And then give him have that offense and then just give him at least a middle of the road defense and your playoffs.
The 49ers always have a decent defense.
Yeah. We should be an NFL podcast next year because it's so much easier to keep up with. Oh my God.
Oh, it really is.
So much easier to keep up with.
We should do 2 shows. We should do a college show.
I ain't doing 2 shows, but I would swap to NFL. All right, man. Let's get to fucking games. Michigan going to see Illinois. No, I take it back. They're hosting Illinois. I keep writing these games backwards. The Illini, of course, as we saw this year, did have a couple of good games. Danny DeVito at quarterback, my boy. It's not really
Danny DeVito. Speaking of Danny DeVito, I was listening to the Hercules soundtrack the other day when we were doing inventory at work.
Oh yeah, can you go the distance?
That's my favorite Disney movie, and that's one of the best Disney soundtracks ever.
I can go the distance. Oh, I love that shit. You got
the
any
muses are the best part.
Are you taking the Illini? Or are we just gonna call it obviously Michigan? Okay, I agree.
Yeah, like there's no
plot twist.
There's nothing to talk about.
There is something to talk about with this one. This actually has a bit of interesting story. I wouldn't call it an interesting story, but this has a story to it. TCU, goddamn it, Spencer. The answer to the question, what does a Big 12 school other than Texas or Oklahoma have to do to get taken seriously, apparently is not win 10 games and not lose a single one in a year, because TCU apparently still does not have the respect. If you look at the schedule...
I mean, they're number 4.
They're number 4, but they're going to visit Baylor this weekend in Waco, and of course, it's always tough to win in Waco. However...
rivalry game.
It is a rivalry game. However, Baylor's 6-4, my boy. Baylor has lost some games they should have won this year, and yet, still, TCU 2-point dogs. Your number 4 TCU on the road against unranked Baylor is 2-point dogs, says Vegas, and the ESPN matchup predictor only gives them 50% to win? What is going on?
Somebody must know something we don't.
Somebody must know something we don't.
No, because I was listening to Joe Klatt on TikTok, and he saw the line for LSU. Was LSU -3, and he was like, LSU's only favored by 3 against Arkansas. Arkansas is bad, and guess how many points LSU won by? 3.
I'm telling you.
So, like, I swear to you, those Vegas odds makers, they know the math.
Well, and I think it's because, like, they study this shit because money is on the line. Like, they have to be as accurate as possible. So there's something to be said here. I'm taking the Horned Frogs. They're the better team. Max Duggan is incredible. They have this offense rocking and rolling. Baylor has moments of greatness, but yeah, and I say all that, I'm taking TCU, but you can absolutely see them shit in the bed still. That's what's crazy.
Oh, 100%. It's a rivalry.
You can still see them shit in the bed. I'm taking the
everything in my head, like the alarm bells are going off. Take Baylor. Pick Baylor. I'm taking TCU, just to let you know.
Same.
But I promise you, watch. Here's what's going to happen on game day, because it happens to them every week, but it's never the game Kirk thinks it is. Every single week, Kirk will flip his pick because all 3 of them will All three of them will pick somebody, and Kirk will flip his pick. He'll be like,
be
they're gonna get us on the internet later, and then he'll forget what he said, and then they'll all take somebody, and that's the team that loses. I guarantee you, they're all taking TCU, and then Baylor's gonna get them. Watch, I promise you, it happens tomorrow. I'm still taking TCU. I'm not picking Baylor.
Or Kirk will pick Baylor and then save
I'm gonna pick TCU, and
TCU,
Kirk's gonna flip to Baylor. Yeah.
and then he's gonna save them.
And then we're gonna do some shit like they're all gonna pick Utah versus Oregon, and then Oregon will win.
Oh, god damn it! Oh, the pain. But yeah, no, give me the Frogs. They're the better team. They deserve to be in the playoffs.
Would it be absolute chaos if they were all like, "Oh, Michigan's about to stomp Illinois," and then Illinois wins?
Now that would actually make me go Looney Tunes. I don't know what the fuck to make of that.
Bro, you know what's crazy? There's like people talking about like who do you put in the playoff? If Georgia wins out, they're in. Ohio State or Michigan wins out, they're in. And then you got to talk about the other one. I think if TCU wins out, they're in. Who do you put in that fourth spot? And a lot of people were saying, could be Tennessee, but they're not going to be in the SEC championship, and they already lost to Georgia. Could be LSU, but they got stomped by Tennessee, so you're not unless Georgia Tech pulls a rabbit out of their ass and beats Georgia next weekend, and then
not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. And then LSU wins the SEC championship, and then it's like Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, TCU, LSU. But then what do you do with USC? Alabama's not in. Alabama, we know that for sure.
Yeah, USC.
Like, what do you do with USC?
If USC wins confidently this weekend.
Yeah. What do you do with USC? If they win out and win the Pac-12 championship, I think they're in. I think your top four would be like, let's say Michigan wins out. It'd be Georgia, Michigan, TCU, USC, which that's a fun as hell playoff. I love that shit. Yeah,
sign me up. Or instead of Michigan, Ohio State, either way. But I only think one of them is going to get in.
Yeah, only one of them is in.
Only one is going to get in.
And it's the winner of the game.
Right.
Because I'm just going to guess that whoever wins Ohio State, Michigan is going to be the champion. Yeah. Because, nobody from the West, nobody from the Big Ten West is going to beat them in a title game. It's not going to happen.
No.
Unless Purdue does it to Ohio State again. But we'll talk about it next week, but I really don't think Ohio State's going to beat Michigan. I think Michigan gets it done 2 years in a row.
We got the number 10. We got the number 10 Utah UU's going to visit the number 12 Oregano Quacks. Obviously, Bo Nix did go down. Damn it! And these Utes have been scrappy all year. Remember they lost that game early in the year.
They started ranked top 10.
They started ranked top 10. They lost that weird game against Florida in the swamp that they probably
that was still won. One of the best games of the season. Though.
That was a fantastic game. They did.
Florida just caught lightning in a bottle that night.
They really did. In its early year, things can happen. But yeah, this is Utah in a really similar situation as LSU. I feel you have that week one loss that was close. You probably shouldn't have lost anyway. So you kind of treat them almost like they're a 9-1 team instead. And of course, Oregon is what they are right now, especially with Bo Nix going down. But yeah, man, how you feeling about this one? Vegas has, and this is going to be it. This is going to be in Oregon. Vegas has the Utes as a 2-point favorite still on the road. This feels like a coin flip, honestly.
This feels like a coin flip, but if Ty Thompson is as bad as Brian says it is, give me Utah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brian. But Bo Nix, I'm taking Oregon. If Bo Nix is playing, I'm picking the Ducks.
Yeah.
But because he's not, give me Utah.
Yeah, I think I kind of got to agree there. Because he has been the spark for the offense. From what I've seen, they can run the ball fine, but if you take that away and you force this guy to actually throw the ball a lot, I think it's going to change the game entirely. So, yeah. Give me the UUs. Hate to see it, but...
The UUs.
Give me the UUs. Let me go.
I bought a shirt for the World Series. It's like...
Oh, did you?
But it doesn't fit me.
Damn it.
I did order... Dick's Sporting Goods had a flash sale the other day. I was able to get a World Series Champions t-shirt in my size for half off.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian, I kind of agree with that exact statement. This should be a interesting one. NC State, Louisville, two teams that have kind of been in the mix all year, but not really going to go very far. or at least certainly not making the playoff. But yeah, the Wolfpack
Also,
won the Cards.
We got to talk about how Tulane lost last week.
Oh, they lost
to UCF. The UCF,
yeah. I called that. Hey, I called that. I got that pick right. That felt good.
But they stomped SMU last night.
They did. They
beat the dog out of SMU.
They bounced right.
At one point, SMU was down 49-7, and they had more total yardage than Tulane did.
Isn't that crazy?
It's nuts.
NC State Wolfpack, Louisville Cardinals is going to be in Louisville. Louisville's been scrappy all year. NC State has been in some very intense.
Isn't Devin Leary still injured?
I think. Let's find out. Survey says. What's his name again?
Remember, NC State started top 10, ranked top 10, and then they couldn't get it done against Clemson, and they lost to Wake Forest. Or did they beat Wake? No, they lost to Wake Forest, didn't they? Or did they beat Wake Forest? I don't remember.
It says season ending. Yeah, so he's done.
Okay, yeah, Louisville.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cards as well.
It's going to be in Louisville?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me Louisville. Play some Jack Harlow while you're watching that game.
I cannot ever spell Louisville.
Louisville.
It's like restaurant. Like you can't ever spell that shit. Arkansas. Old Mississippi.
I don't think there's much to talk about in this one. I think it's Ole Miss, and it's not particularly close.
Well, they're only
unless Arkansas does what they did to them when it was like 4th and 25 and Hunter threw it backwards. Remember that shit?
I do. I'm taking Arkansas on this one, man.
When the Allen brothers were still at Arkansas.
I'm taking
Whatever happened to them, man? I miss those guys.
Yeah, I do. I remember that. Those are some good times. I kind of somehow I feel like history's going to repeat itself. I'm taking the Hogs here, man. I just feel it. They're at home. It's late in the year. The Rebels have lost the most important game of the year last week to them. I don't know. I just think they're reeling. I think that they're kind of on their heels here. Give me the Hogs in a weird one that they shouldn't win, but they will.
I'm gonna go with the safe pick, Ole Miss.
All right.
I can't sacrifice any more points. I need to gain some ground.
Hell yeah.
Part of me agrees with you, though.
The most unexciting bedlam in the past couple years. The Cowboys of Oklahoma State going to visit.
This is like top 10 rivalry in the country, and no one gives two squirts of piss about this game.
I don't even think these two teams care. I don't think the fans in Oklahoma care.
Also, but like, this is one of those rivalry games that like isn't on rivalry weekend.
Yeah,
like,
you don't.
Like Michigan, Ohio State is not on rivalry. No, Michigan State is not rivalry weekend. This is not rivalry weekend. Like Texas OU is not. I know that was always tied to state fair, but to me, since Texas and Texas A&M don't play each other, about to. But like these past 10 years, I think you could have moved Texas and OU to rivalry weekend. Because imagine they're both undefeated with a chance to go to the Big 12 championship on the line. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
But yeah, Spencer Sanders is still out. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Brian. Rivalry weekend's always the last week of the regular season. Like. This week they don't play nobody, but yeah. Since Spencer Sanders is still injured, I don't know anything about Oklahoma State's backup. Oklahoma should not win this game, but I think they're going.
Hang on a minute.
Because Oklahoma is 5-5. Oklahoma's bad.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh shit balls. Come on. But a choice to start. Yeah. So it looks like no. I take it back. Looks like Spencer Sanders. Yeah. He will be back.
Oh, give me the Cowboys then.
All right.
Give me Oklahoma State.
Give me.
What's up, Brandy? I see you.
Yeah, give me the Cowboys too. Fuck it.
Yeah.
State and state.
This is one of those games that should be played like rivalry weekend.
Oh yeah.
Like, Brandy, you were back at work. Brandy, what were you? Okay.
I have to look this back up real quick because I had it open, but then I lost it. Schedule.
You must have just come up for a visit. I know you weren't actually working because you weren't there in the morning when I got there. So.
Brandy, how you doing?
Also, you just had a baby, so like.
All right, my boy. You
had to get some rebar for your mom.
Ah.
Okay.
All right, Spencer, this is the one you requested. The Montana Grizzlies going to see the Montana State Bobcats, the 9-1
College
Bobcats.
game day in Bozeman, Montana.
Big Sky Country. Lovely.
Big Sky Conference, one of the best.
Was in Montana a couple months ago. It was beautiful, beautiful, quiet. You don't realize how noisy it is here or like in the city area until you've been somewhere like that where it's just like nothing.
Oh, it is a dead week, Brian.
Yeah, it's very dead week.
But hey, that's not. We're not gonna slight FCS football. There's good football, specifically in the Big Sky. There's good football out
And what other team is called the Grizzlies?
Are they the Grizzlies or is it just the Grizz?
Well,
because it just says Grizz on the side of their thing.
I think that's like their, that's their abbreviation. They kind of call it like the Astros or the Stros.
Mm-hmm. I hate that though because it's only one letter. Like you're only removing one letter.
Yeah, but it's also an entire phenome an entire syllable. So, or yes, that both of those things.
Yeah, whatever.
It's one letter, but it's also one syllable that you're taking out.
But yeah, I think Montana State played for the FCS championship last year.
Yeah, they've been winning very dominantly.
I think they played North Dakota State. They ran into the absolute factory that is North Dakota State, the absolute machine.
They have been that happens to you. They have won their last. Well, they're 9-1. Their past 5 games they have won by scoring at least 37 points, and they're scoring tons of points every game. Defense, well, that will it is what it is. But the Grizzlies this looks like it's going to be based on what I'm seeing here. I don't know anything about these teams. It looks like Montana's the low-powered offense, high-powered defense to Montana's high-powered offense, low-powered defense.
Yeah, I don't know anything about these teams either, other than the fact that Montana State played for the Natty last year. But it must be a dead week if they're like, big rivalry game. They're playing for a class trophy, but game day does one of these every year.
Yeah, it's cool. I like seeing it. Get
also,
some publicity to these tiny places.
I really hate to say this, but this is going to be Lee. I think this is Lee Corso's last year.
Yeah, I think Lee Corso's
done.
I feel like that's probably best, honestly.
Yeah. I saw a picture, a video of game day arriving in Bozeman, and it was a bunch of people on horses, ranchers on horses, leading the bus in the snow.
Hell yeah!
Because it's cold up there right now.
Hey, guess what it is right now?
It's
19 degrees.
I'll believe it. I was about to say it's below 20. It has to be below 20 degrees.
No, the game time weather will be 19. Right now it's probably 10.
Damn.
Hey, you want to go play some football in 19?
No, I don't.
Oh
absolutely.
My
I don't want to be outside in 19.
Let me tell you something, man.
If below 40, I don't want to. But yeah, what's Montana's record? What's the Grizzlies' record?
The Bobcats of Montana State 9-1. The Grizzlies 7-3, and they have won their past 2. But before that, they lost 3 games straight. Very, very close games, though.
Yeah, give me Montana State.
Give me the Grizz.
I think the Bobcats win.
I'm taking the Grizz, baby, and here's why, man. Those games they lost, those 3 in a row, very, very close, very defensive. In their past 2 games, they've only allowed 1 touchdown in the past 2 games. I think their defense gets it done.
Also, the Grizz has great maroon and silver. That's a great combination.
All right, you're taking State. I'm taking Montana.
It's the safe pick.
And then finally, UCLA, USC, baby.
This is the best uniform game of the year because UCLA always wears blue, USC always wears red. They do it every year, and I love it so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. UCLA versus USC.
UCLA.
It will be in the Rose Bowl.
UCLA versus USC.
It will be a 7 o'clock kickoff. It's going to be, that's going to be rocking. It's going to be a fun time over there.
Or not, because people don't show up to the Rose Bowl or whatever. They don't.
Yeah.
West Coast folks don't. Oregon and Washington aside, West Coast folks don't show up for football games.
It's the damnedest thing. No.
And they're joining the Big Ten, which is weird because like people don't show up to y'all's games, and y'all gonna one day USC and Ohio playing, and they're gonna be ranked in the top 10. And there's going to be a top 10 matchup at the Rose Bowl, and game day is going to be there, and no one's going to show up.
I cannot.
Like, it's going to be ridiculous.
I cannot believe that they're going to the Big Ten.
That's crazy.
It just feels. It doesn't.
They don't fit in the Big Ten. Like they don't.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
And we've talked about this a lot, but like
their logos are not big and bold enough.
They don't fit, bro.
No,
like they really don't.
This is not Big Ten teams. Well, whatever. Who you got? The Trojans or the Bruins? Who's it going to be?
Probably the I don't know. Give me the Trojans, sure.
Yeah, for what it's worth, UCLA did lose last week to Arizona.
Yeah,
and then
give me the Trojans. See, but also we always talk about how the Pac-12 cannibalizes itself before they get to the playoffs. Do you know why that is? Because they play 9 conference. You got to beat somebody's going to beat somebody. Yeah. If every other conference played 9 conference games, we'd have 2 lost teams in the playoff all the time. But it doesn't happen.
Yeah, this is going to be a close one. I'm stupidly torn on it. Something just tells me USC is going to get it.
Torn on it
Something
too.
tells me USC is going to get it done. I think Lincoln Riley is going to find himself in the playoff again, and I think this time he's.
Is he going to choke again?
He's going to choke again. That's exactly what he's going to do. So,
because he's going to have to play. Let's say USC's number 4. You got to play Georgia. Because I don't think Georgia's coming off that number 1 spot.
Exactly what's going to happen.
You got to play Georgia again, Lincoln Riley. Are you going to beat them again? Are you going to beat them? No, because you didn't beat them last time. Probably. What if they play? What if a Lincoln Riley team has to play Georgia in the Rose Bowl again?
Oh my God.
Because that Georgia-Oklahoma Rose Bowl was a classic. That game was incredible.
Brian, did you not react earlier when I called them the oregano quacks? I thought that was the funniest joke of all time. No one said shit. I'm done with y'all, man. I'm done with y'all. All right, give me some uniforms.
Let me find them real quick.
And then I'm going to go play Pokemon.
Same. Who's your starter, Daryl?
I went with Fuecoco. He's so cute.
Oh, I'm doing Sprigatito.
Oh, you doing the cat?
Yeah, because Brianna says he looks like my dog Tito, and he's got Tito in his name. So
got you. Only freaks pick the cat.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not. This is my first Pokemon game, so
yeah.
Forgive me.
I think you're gonna have fun.
Unless Pokemon Go counts.
Well, no, it does not.
Okay, well then.
Is it UCLA you're gonna point out?
No.
Oh, okay.
You know what I would like to point out to you? How familiar are you with minor league baseball teams? Because the minor league affiliate. Oh yes, Tennessee. Go look at the helmets they're wearing this week. They are badass.
Tennessee Hermits. They be orange helmets for the South Carolina game.
They look really good.
This looks like the usual shit they wear. Hang on. Am I on the right?
It's an orange helmet.
Do they not always wear orange helmets?
No, they always have white helmets.
Since when? I feel like I've seen this before. All right, but hey, it looks nice.
It really does look nice.
So that's cute.
Brian says it's a toasty 56 degrees in the warehouse today.
56? Jeez.
56 inside is a freezer. Like there's a big 56 outside feels good.
Yeah.
56 inside, you're like shivering.
Yeah, 56 inside, there's no escape for that, you know.
Yeah. I'm trying to find.
If it's 56 outside, what do? You go inside. If it's 56 inside, you're like, oh shit, this is not going anywhere.
It's like, let me go run a hot shower. Oh, this is kind of cool.
That's cute, Spencer.
Go look at Cal. The uniforms they're wearing against Stanford.
Cal uniforms. Football. One day ago. Here we go. Here comes, here it comes, here it comes. It's loading.
Kind of cool. I like this logo because it looks like an axe cutting into a tree, which is like Stanford's a tree. So like,
what we got here? Ooh. If they don't actually train by running through the forest, I don't believe in this team. This looks nice, though.
Mm-hmm.
I like
navy
that.
blue and yellow is such a good combination.
Yeah, that's pretty clean, man. I'm into it.
Them, West Virginia, Kent State, such good. Also, 125th edition of the big game.
Isn't that crazy?
I've been playing football a long time, folks.
Well,
125 years, that's like 2.5 people.
yeah. When you put it like that, it is. Yeah, it makes it seem like a lot less long.
No, depending on how long people live, that's like a person and a half.
That's like 1.25 Betty Whites.
Also, the absolute comedy of. Speaking of celebrities passing away. Kenny Rogers died right at the beginning of 2020 before the pandemic kicked off. Mm-hmm. And cashing your chips in, that's a gambler reference. Cashing your chips in before a global pandemic kicks off is the most know when to fold them shit I've ever seen in my life.
Dude dipped. He was like, nah. I had a dream. I saw the future. Fuck that. He was out.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Also, the absolute comedy of Betty White dying. She's a comedian, right? Been a comedian her whole career. The absolute comedy of dying before your 100th birthday when the entire country, the entire world was waiting for you to turn 100 and you died. The absolute, the comedy of that is.
Hey, she really said. She just vanished.
Also, it kind of annoys me sometimes when people are like a very elderly person will pass away. They'll be like 99, like Betty White was die of. She was 99.
Yeah.
Like she died because she was 99.
Yeah.
You know, like
there's always the like, well, what happened? Like, well,
age.
Age. The ravages of time came for you. All right, well, there's your show, folks. Hope you all don't die until you're like 90. Take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Spencer,
drink water and eat your almonds
and flush your turds. Put the seat back down. Flush your matches.
Yeah,
that's a callback. Y'all be good. Have a nice week. Like the video, show video, subscribe. Same time, same place next week. Be good. Goodbye.
See us next week. Same bat time, same bat place. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy.
R.I.P.